too busy to travel, too tired to escape, then this is your moment. Close your eyes and drift with me to a city wrapped in candlelight and whispers, a place where history sleeps but never rests. Tonight, we wander through Salem, Massachusetts, a town whose name still trembles through time. Here, every street remembers, every brick breathes secrets, and every gust of wind carries a voice that was once silenced. But do not fear, for we walk not as trespassers, but as dreamers, observers of beauty and sorrow intertwined, drawn by the spell of curiosity, guided by the soft glow of the unknown. This series, 20-minute escapes, is for the restless souls, those who long to travel but have no time to pack, who crave calm, yet ache for wonder. Each journey is a soft doorway, an invitation to step beyond your day, to relax your mind and wander through the world without ever leaving your pillow. So tonight, let Salem welcome you. Let the mist settle around your thoughts. Let your imagination follow the candlelight through cobbled lanes and midnight tales. And when you awaken from this brief escape, come join us for the full voyage, an hour-long sleep journey through another land, where each dream opens the gate to a new country, a new story, and a new night of peace. Now, close your eyes. Breathe in. Can you hear it? The quiet pulse of a town that never forgot. Welcome to Salem. We begin where the map grows quiet, where lantern light leans against ancient brick, and the night drapes itself like a velvet shawl. Walk with me now, just a few steps behind, so the city may reveal itself in whispers, not shocks. Breathe in, and let the air of Salem settle into your chest. Exhale slowly. Let the day fall away. The cobbles remember 1,000 soft footsteps. They remember laughter that once echoed from taverns and the hush that followed when doors were bolted tight. Run your fingers along the edge of a stone wall with me. Feel the cool, the faint grain of time rubbing against your skin. There is no hurry here. The town keeps its secrets like an old friend keeps a letter, folded, tucked, and sometimes open just enough for a glance. We move under gaslight and moonlight both. The lights are small flames of hope and memory, pinned like tiny stars along the narrow streets. Listen. The air tastes faintly of salt and candle wax, a salt that remembers the harbor, and wax that remembers hands. Long ago, ships came home to gull calls and rope, and women watched the tide for faces they would never see again. Their stories drift through the lanes, not like danger, but like memory, soft and persistent, the kind that settles like dust on your shoulders. We pass a row of shuttered houses. Each window is a rectangle of sleeping light. Some are closed tight with curtains that still carry the pattern of a long-forgotten dress. Some have a single candle that trembles as though remembering someone's name. There is a hush here that is not empty. It is full of small, patient histories. Follow me to a lane where ivy leans and cobwebs hang like lace. This lane was walked by hushed footsteps and whispered counsel. Here an old sign creaks when the wind knows a name it has not spoken in years. Do you hear it? That tiny creak is the city exhaling. Let your shoulders drop as it exhales with us. Here stands a house with a weathered plaque, a name long spoken by candle and rumor. Pass by slowly. There is a picture frame inside the mind of that house. Its image shivers at the edges, as if painted in the fog. No terror lives here now, only an ache for days when voices were fuller. We observe with gentle, curiosity, the soft silhouettes of lives once lived. Down by the water, the quay breathes in a slower rhythm. Wood groans like a giant sigh, and ropes respond with a memory of hands. Tonight the sea keeps its own counsel, a low rhythmic hush that cradles the harbor. Small waves lap in practiced, shy motions, rubbing the shore as if testing sleep. There are places in Salem where the boundary between living and not living thins, not in frightful ways, but in the way dusk thins a color till it becomes almost another shade. A bench by the quay remembers someone who once watched a sun leave on a ship. A lantern keeps vigil for a lover who never returned. We sit upon that bench for a moment in our minds. Let your breath match the tide. Feel the tide of calm move inward. There are tales here of accusations, of trials, of names spoken into courts with trembling lips. But tonight we do not shout names into emptiness. We speak softly, so their echoes turn to pages, and the pages turn to history. Each story is a candle, once bright, sometimes snuffed, sometimes left to smolder. We will pass them with reverence. We will not fan them into flames. Look up. The church steeples stand like pens resting after long use. Their shadows fall across the roofs like the slow stroke of a calligrapher. Bells toll not to frighten but to mark time, to measure the gentle arc of night. A bell rings once, slow and round, and the sound travels like a blanket rolling over a bed. In a courtyard tucked between two old shops, lantern glow paints the stones honey gold. A cat with the patience of midnight slips between the legs of a statue, then pauses as if listening to us. We smile at the cat, and the cat, wisely uninterested in our concern, offers only a measured blink before continuing on its way. You may notice shadows that do not hurry to dissolve. They gather where lives intersect. Two lovers who whispered once behind a hedge, a child's laugh that still finds the arc of a swing at dusk. These shadows are not threats, they are the soft residue of feeling. Allow them to pass like slow clouds over a moonlit field. There are houses that hum with old lullabies. If you press your ear to the door, you might hear the memory of a melody. A voice soothing a child through a fever, a grandmother's phrase curling like smoke. The melody is not eerie, it's gentle, bringing the tired mind back toward calm. Let that lullaby rest over your shoulders now. Let it smooth the tautness from your neck. Let your jaw unclench. Now we wander to a narrow square where the market once bustled. Tonight it is a theater of shells and shadows. The carts are empty, but if we close our eyes, we can imagine the merchants' soft bargaining, the clink of coins, the rich smell of spices that no longer fill the air. Imagine the sound, slow and rhythmic, the kind that settles you deeper into a chair. Near the square there is a small bookshop whose windows glow with quiet light. The shopkeeper's hand has long since stilled, but the books keep breathing between their covers. Open a page in your mind, a sentence about moonlight, a paragraph about thrifted grief, and let the words fall like warm rain across the garden of your thoughts. Words will not chase you here, words will tuck you in. We move on to a narrow alley where ivy writes its own slow script along the stones. There is a plaque here you cannot read from the path. It is in a handwriting made of weather. Reach out in your mind and touch that plaque. Feel the cool metal there and know that every mark left behind is a gentle proof that life passed here. Rich and complicated. No story is only horror. Every tale holds bravery, sorrow, and tender, strange humor. As we walk, let your shoulders melt more. Imagine the aroma of cinnamon and old leather and a handful of dried rose petals. Imagine the lamp smoke carving slow calligraphy in the air. Imagine the rain that once came and polished the cobble until it remembered stars. Let these gentle images become a soft veil across your eyes. There is a small garden we pass, forgotten maybe by most, cherished by a few. Moonflowers fold like shy faces there, and a fountain murmurs like someone telling a secret. Sit near that fountain for a slow moment. Hear the water tell nothing urgent, only patient things. The world keeps turning. Night is a kind teacher. Breathe. Let the trees' patience match your pulse. There may come a memory you did not know you carried, a taste, a scent, a crack of laughter. Let it arrive gently, like a friend at a door. Acknowledge it. Thank it. Let it move on. You are safe. You are softly held by the night. Before we leave this lane, we will pass beneath a row of lanterns that hang like a soft constellation. Each lantern is a story, each flame a small, warm truth. As we walk beneath them, imagine placing your worries one by one inside those lanterns. Watch them settle, watch them glow, and then let the glow become a gentle warmth at the center of your chest. We will step away now from the water, from the market, from the small house with the picture frame fogged with memory. We will carry these quiet images like pressed flowers inside a book, lovely, flattened, and safe. And as the lane narrows and our footsteps soften, feel the pull of sleep like a gentle tide. Let your eyelids grow heavier. Let your thoughts become simpler and kinder. Before we leave this old town of shadows and candlelight, let us visit one last place, a house that still remembers. It stands quietly at 148 Washington Street, its brick skin aged by centuries, its windows gleaming like half-closed eyes that have seen too much and too little forgiveness. This is the Joshua Ward House, a building older than its own name, resting on the ground once owned by Sheriff George Corwin, the man history calls the Strangler. Here, in 1692, the air was heavy with accusation and fear. Corwin's name was whispered like a curse in the night. He was said to have taken confessions not by mercy, but by pressure, by the cold grip of his hand upon the neck of the accused. It is said the walls of his home held cries that even time could not quite erase. But we are not here to awaken the screams. We are here to listen, softly, to the echoes that remain, like faint sighs between heartbeats. Step carefully with me now, through the threshold of the Joshua Ward house. The air changes, slightly cooler, like a sigh brushing across your cheek. The scent of old pine, candle smoke, and faint perfume lingers. The floorboards murmur underfoot, as though they're clearing their throat before telling a story. In the hallway, a staircase winds upward, narrow, steep, its banister polished by hands both living and long gone. Some say a shadow waits on the landing, a slender figure in a black dress. The woman in white. Her presence is gentle, watchful, a soul perhaps too curious to leave. Many who visited claim to have felt her, the faint brush of air on the back of the neck, the soft scent of rose water blooming from nowhere, the quiet whisper of skirts rustling down the stairs when no one is there. Some say she was one of Corwin's victims, a spirit still wandering the place where justice failed her. Others believe she is the echo of memory itself, a person-shaped reflection of guilt and grief woven together. Upstairs the rooms are small and still. The wallpaper curls like old paper, and the windows seem to breathe faintly with the wind. If you stand by the hearth, you may feel the air tremble, a warmth followed by sudden coolness. That, locals say, is the sheriff himself, restless, pacing through eternity, still searching for the absolution he never found. Yet, listen closer. The silence here is not cruel. It hums with repentance, with a strange kind of peace that comes only after centuries of waiting. The house does not wish to harm. It wishes to be heard. It is tired but still awake. Now, let's descend the stairs once more, our fingers brushing the smooth curve of the railing, our footsteps finding the rhythm of our breath. As we step back into the open air, the night greets us with a cool, forgiving wind. The moon rests high above Salem, silvering the rooftops, blessing them with stillness. The ghosts remain behind, not angry but content that someone tonight listened. As we leave, the streets are softer now, the cobblestones warm beneath the weight of our quiet journey. The mist has thinned, revealing a town that is no longer haunted but humbled. Salem exhales, and so do we. In this place where fear once ruled, we find something unexpected, a fragile beauty that lives inside the ruins of memory. Salem reminds us that time heals even what once burned, and that forgiveness, like candlelight, can still flicker gently against the darkest walls. Let your breath match the slow rhythm of the night. Inhale and feel the weight of history settle like a blanket. Exhale and let go of what no longer serves you. Now, my friend, your 20-minute escape draws to an end, but your dreaming does not have to stop here. If this journey has soothed you, if these haunted streets have awakened your wonder, come join us for the hour-long sleep voyages across the world. There you will drift through entire countries in your dreams, guided by calm voices and ancient stories that cradle you gently into rest. Until then, sleep well, traveler. And may the ghosts of Salem guard your dreams, not with fear, but with peace.